Hello and welcome. I'm Wayne Bilal with this week's Profit Maximizer Moment. This week we're going to talk about everybody's least favorite subject. Well, okay, second least favorite. Nobody wants to do tax returns either or pay the tax. And I'm talking about budgeting. Okay, look, I hate the budget. Most business owners do too. It feels like a waste of time because you're not out there selling and producing a product and giving it, delivering your product and getting paid for your product and finding your next job or, you're taking care of your next customer or client. But I, after all the years of running my own business and working with thousands of business owners, I can tell you straightforward, I believe it's necessary for running and growing my business. Now, I know I've talked about budgets twice now. Why am I talking about it a third time? Probably might finish it off next week. Simple. It's that important. Repetition, repetition, repetition. I say it a little differently, talk about it a little differently. Look, I like most business owners like to dream of the day when we have enough cash in the bank that I don't have to worry about budgets ever again. But for most of us, that's a fantasy. And truthfully, no matter how big your business is, you need to budget. Even when I was a comptroller at Coca-Cola, mainly at Coca-Cola, I mean, we had six plants, $600 million in sales back in the 80s. That was pretty good size. Still, because of fluctuations and business cycles, we had to do budgets to see if there was a time frame where we were going to be short of cash ahead of time. All right. Look, I do a pretty detailed budget. I sit down and go through all my clients and who owes me money, so who's going to, when do I expect them to pay, work that needs to be done that's in house, work in process, and when I expect to get it done and bill it and get it paid. Um, Work that hasn't come in yet that I strongly expect to come in, new projects that I might be doing. What am I doing? I'm using my budget for just on the income side for planning my year. All right. On the expense side, I start over every year and put in my bills and I'm looking to see, do I need all these? Okay, based on the income I had, do I need to bring in another person? Which I did my budget for 2025 and determined, yeah, I do. I need to find this another CPA to come in and help. All right. Um, you know, am I paying too much in some areas? Do I have some recurring charges that why, do I need to get rid of them? So, in detail, and truthfully, I want you to maybe replay this for yourself because I'm going to go over a list of things that I think a budget should do for you and what it does for me. And make sure I collect my receivables on time. I can see when I expect it, and I can look at my budget and then look at my receivable and say, hey, they haven't paid me. Why? Be sure that I do the work required to keep my monthly outsourced clients happy so I can see the monthly clients I have and make sure I put them in that we get it done. Track pending prospect proposals while seeing how much closing the deal means to me ending. Sorry, let me shut that off. Means to me ending the how much me closing the deal means to my bottom line. Okay, yeah, that's kind of important where we're at. So yeah, it's an incentive. I mean, it's like, yeah, I need to do that proposal. I need to follow up with that. Oh, yeah, it adds 5,000 or 2,000. And something I talk about later, especially with a new client, is the lifetime value of a customer. Dropping that proposal isn't just that sale. It's every sale that you could have made to that customer, client, patient, whatever, um, into the future if you follow up. So that's important. See the effect of creating customer prepaid plans. We're doing that, transferring everybody over, our business clients in particular, more over to prepaid plans. Plan the workflow for any of extended returns so that I can see how many are out there and what I need to do. You can do the same thing. You don't have extensions, but you can plan your workflow. Estimate the total income from the current work I have on hand. All right. And compare that to the expenses I expect to have. Detail all my monthly bills so I can compare my budget to what I actually spent. This is important to control my expenses and helps me live within my means. And that's important for you because just because you see, that's another thing I see. I got a bunch of cash in the bank. I hear bookkeepers complaining about this all the time, but they don't realize they have payables of, I got 100,000 in the bank, I got 500,000 in payables. um, which leads to next items. Identify large cash expenses. This forces me to look for ways to control costs, also to save up ahead of time for that, such as paying income tax estimated payments or year-end tax bills. Wish I didn't have them. but we don't. Review ways for cutting expenses. Identify future cash shortages and plan how to handle them. Identify possible new products, customers, and partnering opportunities and calculate their effect to see if they're worth it. We're business owners, we have a habit of going after the next shiny object, and it may not be a good idea. So it may be something that we need to think about. Um, Seeing put it in a budget, put the numbers down, see if it really makes sense to, because you got an opportunity cost. If I'm going after one thing, I can't go after another. Does it make more sense not to go after that project? Well, you don't know until you budget it out and see what it does. All right. Also, though, when I see one that's really going to make some money, it helps me stay motivated to work on important projects. Excuse me, rather than just putting out fires in my office. These are factors. All these factors are why I spend so much time and energy working on my budget. In fact, I simply don't know how any business owner can really run a business without a budget. Look, like I said, this is my third time through, so I would seriously, obviously, I think it's that important. Okay, so first thing I would do is rewatch this one in particular, but you could watch the last couple. Outline what you want the budget to accomplish for you. I gave you a good list of what I wanted it to accomplish for me, and it's much more than just a budget. Design the budget. This would be a good time to get an accountant to help you set it up correctly. All right. Or maybe have somebody in the office and maybe you. It's not that tricky, really. Review and revise it monthly based on how well it's working for you, and be sure to compare actual results against the budget to make mid-course corrections early rather than waiting until it's an emergency. All right. Hey, until next time, this is Wayne Blau saying, let's make this our most profitable year ever. Thank you much for watching us, and God bless. And, well, have a good weekend. Let's see you in church. Take care. Bye.